forward. It is not about reacting. It is not about trying to take away anything from anyone. It is about how do we preserve what is the best about East Lansing, and how do we make sure that every single child has that same experience that is being described here tonight, where they feel valued, where they have the technology that they need to move forward, where they have science labs so that they can actually do the science curriculum that we've already invested in before they hit 7th grade. How do we make sure that our kids have enough space in classrooms? How do we make sure that there's an opportunity for differentiating curriculum? I happen to be one of those unfortunate people who have 2 children in these so-called bubble classes. I have watched children who cannot read sit in classrooms of 30 kids. That is not doing my child justice. It doesn't work. I'm asking you to go big picture. I'm asking you to go long term. I'm asking you to think about how we give every child the opportunity for what they deserve. I'm asking you to get excited. I am really excited about investing in our elementary schools. There are really good things we can do with investment in our infrastructure. My hope is that we can take this challenge, that we can take this time where it really, I think the diversity comes about in a way where we do get these competing priorities, but not because we don't respect each other, but because we are just in different places. We're in different schools. We have different things on our mind and different challenges. We've got this moment. We've got to figure out how to move this forward, get it before voters, get it passed, and get our elementary schools up to date. We've got to figure out how to get class sizes down. And if you've got a proposal that's going to do that, I'm going to vote for it.
Thank you. Is Laura still here? Laura Miller-Parenage, Michelle Eastbroad, Mina Gauchugo. Yes, Laura, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Laura Miller-Parenage. I'm at 1724 Gay Lane in Lansing. Again, I have children in the high school, the middle school, and Pinecrest. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but then once I got here, I sort of felt compelled, and so I sort of jotted some notes down, so I apologize if this is slightly disjointed. I'm already on record expressing my request that you keep all 6 elementary schools open and make them K through 6. Like the majority of speakers tonight, I have not been sold on the vision that the current proposal provides. I have not yet read or heard a convincing justification to close any school. If any financial benefits exist to closing any school, it is minuscule. What we have heard tonight is that the majority of the folks want to keep all the schools open. I want to add also that I agree with Michelle Fish. You have an opportunity to unite the community. Sorry about the bad rhyme. Keep all 6 schools open. Then please allow us to become a resource to you, to help you figure out how to meet the operational costs of this decision. The will in East Lansing to keep all 6 schools open is strong, and we can approach the problem with creative solutions that meet the needs of the greatest number of people and that also make sure that we do not deny the needs of the most vulnerable. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle Eastbroad. Good evening. Michelle, after you, Mina Gauchugo is here, is coming to speak. I'm sorry, just give me a moment, please. Housekeeping.
No problem.
Scott Carney, Matt Gillard. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. My name is Michelle Weisbrod, and I live at 1145 Rebecca Road in East Lansing. And I just looked up a couple things really quickly because I only have 3 short points to make. And I felt inclined to speak after I heard some of the other parents come up and speak, and I just wanted to clear a couple things up. I looked up some information at greatschools.net just now, and it came from some testing information. And I looked up the percentages. Everyone was talking about how diverse their schools were. So I looked up percentages based on the latest MEP scores. And Marble came in at 73% white, 27% other. Pinecrest was 65% white, 35% other. Donnelly is 61% white, 39% other. And Red Cedar is 35% white, 65% other. So, just to clear some things up, we are the only school, Red Cedar is the only school where being a white person is being the minority. So just quickly to make my 3 points. I've heard many parents come up here and comment about diversity in their schools. But if that truly is the case, then I ask you, why have we heard from so many parents this past week, last week, and the weeks before, whose children did not feel accepted and who were bullied at their other East Lansing elementary schools, and whose children did not feel truly accepted and comfortable in their learning environment until they transferred to Red Cedar? Secondly, several people have suggested that bringing Red Cedar children to Glen Cairn will help diversify East Lansing schools. This is just wrong. It is not only wrong morally, because children are not like zoo animals, to be moved and traded to make a better, diverse exhibit, but it is wrong factually, because by busing Red Cedar's current K-4 students and their just graduated 5th graders to Glen Cairn, you are not diversifying anyone. You are simply moving Red Cedar's population 2.5 miles up the road to a building on a plot of land ranked 5th out of 6th in the district. Lastly, there has been much made about our resident population. I would just like to point out that much of the student population of Donnelly does not reside in East Lansing, but Meridian Township. But for your purposes, you counted them as residents. However, the majority of our international students at Red Cedar, their parents who attend MSU and live in student housing, actually reside in East Lansing and do so for 1 or more years. However, they were not considered residents during your deliberations. And last year when the census came, we did a drive. East Lansing asked us to do a drive to get all of the international students out to be counted for the census so that East Lansing could get their money for all of those people. Lastly, I'd just like to say, I too pay taxes like the lady from White Hills who came here and said that she was entitled to a neighborhood school. So I guess if my neighborhood school goes away, I don't have to pay my taxes. Thank you.
Yes. Mina, I'm sorry, Kachugu, is that you, sir? I so apologize. I'm certain I butchered it. I have a difficult name, so I really feel
that's
bad.
Right. It's Gashogo. It's Kenyan. It's different.
Help me with the pronunciation.
Gashogo. Mina Gashogo.
Mina Gashogo. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes. My name is Mina Gashogo, and for about the last 21 years, I resided at 1029 Lilac Avenue. I spent my first years at elementary school at Red Cedar. Like several of the people mentioned here, I was just notified about this really through Facebook, and had a lot of people I haven't seen, friends I haven't talked to in a long time, I mean years upon years, from all different countries of the world, get together and really talk about the old times at Red Cedar and some of the great memories. Now I'm not going to definitely try to say that you guys have an easy job and this is an easy decision. I'm actually studying to be a teacher myself, and I can understand the hardships and tough decisions you guys have to make as a school board and as administrators. It's not easy. But I think I just was sort of compelled to talk. I was just going to come and watch really to see what would happen. And but one of my closest friends since I was 5 years old, he has been my best friend since I was 5. And he lives in South Korea now, and he's doing Talk for Teach in South Korea. And he's teaching Korean